Hi everyone, I'm Melissa Barlock and welcome back to my channel. One of the things I've always been fascinated by is people. Not just what people do, but why they do it. Why some people seem comfortable making decisions in seconds while others take their time. Why some people thrive on constant change while others prefer consistency and stability. Why some people naturally take charge while others quietly support everyone around them. And honestly, I've had plenty of moments in my own life where I completely misunderstood someone's behavior. I assumed they were hesitant when they were actually being thoughtful. I assumed they were resistant when they were simply trying to consider everyone involved. I assumed they weren't speaking up because they didn't care, when in reality, they cared very deeply. The truth is, communication isn't just about what we say. It's about understanding the person we're communicating with. And that's one of the reasons I became so passionate about behavioral styles. Because when you understand how people are wired, you stop making assumptions and you start creating understanding. That's one of the reasons I became so interested in learning behavioral styles and why I spend so much of my time helping leaders and teams and business owners and individuals improve communication and strengthen relationships. Because here's what I've learned. Many workplace challenges, relationship conflicts, and communication breakdowns happen when we assume everyone should think, communicate, and respond the same way that we do. But they don't. And that's not a problem, it's actually a gift. Because different styles bring different strengths. Today we're diving into one of the 4 primary behavioral styles in the DISC model, the S style, often referred to as the supporter. Now, before we begin, remember that most people are a blend of styles. The goal isn't to put people into boxes. The goal is to better understand ourselves and the people around us. So let's talk about the S style. People with a high S style are often described as patient, dependable, calm, supportive, loyal, and caring. These are often the people who quietly hold everything together. They're the team members everyone relies on, the friends who always show up, the leaders who genuinely care about people, the family members who make sure everyone feels included. If you're a high S, relationships are incredibly important to you. You genuinely care about people, you value harmony, you enjoy helping others, and you're often willing to put the needs of others ahead of your own. Many high S styles are excellent listeners. They create environments where people feel safe, supported, and understood. In a world that often celebrates the loudest voices, the S style reminds us of the power of consistency, kindness, and reliability. One of the greatest strengths of the S style is trustworthiness. People know they can count on you. You follow through, you care, you remain steady during difficult situations. You often help create stability when others feel overwhelmed. Many successful healthcare professionals, teachers, coaches, administrators, team leaders, and caregivers have strong S-style tendencies because they genuinely enjoy helping people succeed. People are often drawn to high S personalities because they make others feel comfortable. They listen, they care, and they create connection. But like every behavioral style, the strengths of the S style can sometimes create challenges. Because high S individuals value harmony in relationships, they may avoid conflict. They may struggle to say no. They may put other people's needs ahead of their own for too long. They may resist change, not because they're unwilling, but because they want time to process and understand what the change means. They may stay quiet even when they have valuable ideas to contribute. And sometimes they underestimate just how much they bring to the table. One of the things I've noticed working with high S individuals is that they're often so focused on supporting others that they forget to advocate for themselves. They'll spend hours helping someone else solve a problem while neglecting their own needs. And over time, that can lead to frustration, burnout, or feeling underappreciated. This actually reminds me of something that happens in my own family. My son has strong S-style tendencies, while my daughter has strong D-style tendencies. And for years, they naturally clashed. My son would come to me frustrated and say things like, "She's so mean, she's such a bully, she's so aggressive." From his perspective, her communication style felt harsh, intense, and overwhelming. At the very same time, my daughter would come to me completely frustrated and say, "He takes forever. Why can't he just make a decision? Why is everything so slow?" So from her perspective, she wasn't trying to be mean at all. She simply wanted to move things along and get to a decision. What's interesting is that neither of them were wrong. They were simply viewing the exact same interactions through completely different lenses. My son values harmony, patience, collaboration, and consideration. My daughter values efficiency, directness, action, and results. Neither style is better than the other. They're just different. The breakthrough came when I had both of them complete the full DISC assessment. Suddenly, things started to make sense to them. My son realized that his sister wasn't intentionally trying to hurt his feelings. She wasn't waking up in the morning thinking, how can I be mean to my brother today? She was simply communicating through her natural D-style lens. And my daughter realized that her brother wasn't trying to be difficult or indecisive. He wasn't intentionally slowing things down. He was processing information the way that many high S individuals naturally do. For the first time, they stopped assuming the worst about each other. They started understanding each other. And that's one of the reasons I love behavioral styles so much. They help us to replace judgment with understanding. Instead of thinking, what's wrong with this person? We start asking, how is this person wired differently than me? And that question can completely transform a relationship. Whether it's between siblings, spouses, coworkers, leaders, employees, or friends. Because when people feel understood, communication gets easier, conflicts decrease, and relationships become much stronger. What I discovered wasn't that my children needed to change who they were. They simply needed a better understanding of who the other person was. So if you're a high S, what can you do to become even more effective? The first step is recognizing that caring for others doesn't mean neglecting yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Taking care of your own needs isn't selfish, it's necessary. The second area for growth is learning to speak up sooner. Many high S individuals wait until they're absolutely certain before sharing their thoughts. But your perspective matters, your ideas matter. And often, the insight you're holding back is exactly what your team or family needs to hear. Another opportunity for growth is becoming more comfortable with change. Now, this doesn't mean you need to love change. It simply means recognizing that change doesn't automatically mean danger. Sometimes change creates opportunities for growth, learning, and new possibilities. And finally, practice setting healthy boundaries. Many high S individuals are natural helpers, but helping doesn't mean saying yes to everything. In fact, one of the most powerful things that you can learn is that saying no to one thing often allows you to say yes to something more important. One thing I often encourage high S individuals to remember is this: being kind does not mean being passive. Being supportive does not mean staying silent. And putting yourself first once in a while does not make you selfish. Your voice matters and your needs matter. And in truth, people around you benefit when you communicate those needs clearly. One of the biggest misconceptions about behavioral styles is that they're all about labeling people, but they're not. They're about creating understanding. The goal isn't to change who you are. The goal is to become the best version of who you already are, to understand your own strengths, to recognize your blind spots, and to learn how to adapt your communication to better connect with others. Because when communication improves, relationships improve, teams improve, leadership improves, and life gets a whole lot easier. If you're wondering whether you might have a high S style or you're simply curious to learn more about your own behavioral style, I have a free behavioral style overview available. You'll find it in the link in the description and in the comments below. It's a great starting point for learning more about yourself and how you naturally communicate with others. And if you're looking for deeper support, I also offer one-on-one coaching, leadership development, team training, workshops, keynote presentations, and DISC facilitation for organizations that want to strengthen communication, improve teamwork, and create healthier workplace cultures. I would love to help. Before you go, let me know in the comments, do you think you have some S-style tendencies? Or is there someone in your life who immediately comes to mind when you hear this description? I'd love to hear from you, and I read all the comments, so thanks so much for watching. And remember, some of the strongest people in the room aren't always the loudest. They're often the ones quietly supporting everyone else. I'll see you in the next video as we continue exploring the fascinating world of behavioral styles.